While millions of people lose their minds over a game, yelling at screens, wearing jerseys, and letting strangers' performances ruin their mood, there's a quiet group watching all of this with confusion. They don't care, and neuroscience suggests that their brains may actually work differently. Stay with me, because once you hear this, sports-obsessed people will make a lot more sense. First, let's clear something up. Not caring about sports doesn't mean you're dull, passionless, or broken. It doesn't mean you hate fun or lack emotion. It means your brain rewards different things. And that difference is deeper than taste. It's biological and psychological. Humans evolved as tribal animals. For most of history, belonging to a group meant survival. Your group protected you, fed you, and gave you identity. Sports are modern tribes. Colors replace symbols, stadiums replace camps, and loyalty replaces survival. When fans watch their team, their brain releases oxytocin, the same bonding chemical tied to family and close relationships. Their brain treats the team like kin. People who don't care about sports tend to have weaker tribal wiring. Their sense of identity doesn't rely as much on belonging to large groups. They're more internally anchored. They don't need a shared enemy or shared victory to feel whole. Studies show these people display less us versus them thinking. They don't feel automatic hostility toward the other side just because it exists. Now here's where things get uncomfortable. Watching sports activates the brain's reward system in a powerful way. Anticipation before a play triggers dopamine. The uncertainty of winning or losing keeps it flowing. This is intermittent reinforcement, the same reward pattern used in gambling. The brain doesn't care where dopamine comes from, it just wants more. For fans, each game delivers repeated hits of anticipation and release. People who don't care about sports simply don't get that dopamine response from watching others compete. Their reward system isn't activated by vicarious competition. Research suggests genetics may influence this. Differences in dopamine receptors can predict how much someone enjoys spectator competition. In other words, your indifference might be built in. There's also something called basking in reflected glory. When a team wins, fans say we won. When they lose, it becomes they lost. Non-fans rarely do this. Their self-worth isn't tied to external victories they can't influence. Their identity stays more stable because it's internally defined. This doesn't make sports fans irrational or weak. In fact, many score higher in empathy. They practice caring deeply about others' struggles. Non-fans simply allocate empathy elsewhere: relationships, art, ideas, nature, creative work. Research shows people with low sports interest often score higher in openness and aesthetic sensitivity. They seek emotional meaning through creation and understanding, not observation. Sometimes indifference has a history: exclusion, pressure, aggression tied to sports culture, or sometimes it's simple boredom. All of it is valid. The real divide comes down to meaning. Sports fans find meaning in narrative, comebacks, rivalries, uncertainty. Non-fans see randomness without personal impact. They prefer engagement where effort affects outcome. Participation over spectatorship. Psychologists describe this as parasocial investment versus direct engagement. One group bonds with symbols, the other invests where reciprocity exists. If you don't care about sports, you're not missing something essential. Your brain just plays a different game, and it might have higher stakes.